I still call it the League Wars podcast. It's League Wars Live. YouTube put a banner down there for me. That's D Worthy. My brother D Worthy, he has rejoined as a member of League Wars Live. Welcome, my brother D Worthy, man. So good morning, everyone. You know what I'm saying? For the people who are watching this after it was pre-recorded, all y'all see is my head and my mouth. That's all y'all need to see. For the people who watching this after it was pre-recorded, I want to say I ask that you guys will like the video. You subscribe to the channel, you know what I'm saying? Hit that notification bell every time you go live, you know what I'm saying? So guys, give me just a second, man. I feel like I need to come up at least a centimeter. That's a little bit better. So yeah, guys, every time we go live, man, you could come live with us. You know what I'm saying? Hit that notification bell if you guys enjoy political conversations. You know what I'm saying? This morning, though, we're going to be talking about Governor Shapiro. You know, like as I said, whenever I do a stream, give me just a second. Okay, so whenever I do a stream and the stream is about, if I'm doing analysis and forecasting, you know what I'm saying? That's just a ghost stream. That's what I call it. It's a very interactive stream. So basically, I just come on the stream. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting people to read the thumbnails so they already got the news. You see what I'm saying? We're talking about Governor Shapiro, that house fire. We're talking about him being so popular and just being like a big figure to possibly lead the Democrats. You know what I'm saying? People might say that it's way too early to be talking about 2028. You know what I'm saying? But I just think about VP Harris and I think about her 100 days as a vice president for nearly 4 years. Like, we didn't know her. We didn't know anything about her. So I think it's important that we raise awareness about these candidates, especially the candidates that have potential, real potential of leading a political party. You know what I'm saying? So if something happens like the 100-day VP Harris, which I doubt that seriously will happen, but in a situation like that, I think it's very important that we get to know these candidates. So as I said before, guys, when y'all come in, make sure you guys read the thumbnail. Good morning, A-Rab, my brother. How are you doing? A-Rab, will you please double tap that screen for me? Y'all make sure y'all like the video for me, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Guys, if y'all give me just a second, man, we only 3 minutes in the stream. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get up the, appreciate that, A-Rab. I'm going to get up the poll question, man. And when I get that poll question up, man, y'all get down in the comments, man, and we can get this conversation going. Since it's analysis and forecasting, I'll just start sharing some thoughts of what I think going on with the Democratic Party, you know what I'm saying, the Civil War. We'll talk about Josh Shapiro. So anything about the conversation, you guys, if y'all want to kick it off, y'all go ahead and jump down in the comments, man. This is an interactive stream. It's a ghost stream. I encourage you guys to jump down in the comments, man, on the live and let your voices be heard. Y'all double tap the video for me. Y'all like the video. If you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell, guys. And if y'all give me just a second, I'm going to go ahead and get that poll question up for you guys. Good morning as you guys come in. Will y'all please double tap that screen for me, like the video. You know what I'm saying? If you guys have not subscribed, y'all enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, y'all jump down in the comments, man. Y'all let y'all voices be heard. So the poll question, guys, is if the presidential election was held today, who would be your choice? So guys, I'm gonna ask, okay? If knowing what we know today, right? Okay, and we had to pick a president, I'm asking you guys, knowing what we know today, if we had to pick a president, who would you guys choose out of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro or President Trump? You know what I'm saying? Now, this is how I'm gonna start the conversation. If you say, Ghost, listen, I like President Trump and I support President Trump, but I don't know enough about Governor Shapiro to know that I would pick him over President Trump. Then I'm gonna say that's the same thing VP Harris said. That's the reason why we're talking about Governor Shapiro today. You see what I'm saying? You don't know enough about him. If you don't know enough about that candidate, you're going to pick the one that you know enough about. Y'all feeling that? And so they're going to pick President Trump. So it's important that we know enough about a candidate before the election. So you guys, I would encourage y'all to participate in the poll, man. You know what I'm saying? If you guys had a choice, and you had to choose, just like the last election. They saying we don't know enough about VP Harris. But if y'all had to choose, who would you choose between President Trump and Governor Shapiro? You know what I'm saying? My thoughts, I'm gonna just share some thoughts I have on what's going on in the Democratic Party, okay? So I hear a lot of people talking about AOC being the leader of the Democratic Party, okay? Now, if I had to say, if I had to ask or do a poll, okay? Because if you go look at polls, if you look at polls, the polls show that AOC is the most polarizing figure in the Democratic Party. I've heard some people say that she would run for president as well. You know what I'm saying? My thoughts or my thinking is that in 2028, the Democrats are going to have like a slew of candidates, like a trillion candidates. Good, viable candidates. Okay, so my thoughts on AOC. I think AOC is a very good communicator. I think AOC cares about the people. I think AOC is a forward-thinking, forward-leaning candidate, futuristic. You know what I'm saying? Me and my support or no support for AOC, regardless of how popular she is with the Democratic Party, is going to depend on her moral values. You see what I'm saying? In my opinion, she's way too progressive. Way too progressive. And I think most of America would think that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is that the progressives with the Democratic Party, they have control. They're very polarized. You know what I'm saying? Bernie Sanders and AOC both are progressives, and they're very popular within the Democratic Party, but it's actually a civil war because you have Democrats. I'm not saying that I'm a Democrat, but you have a Democrat like the old Democratic Party, like the Nancy Pelosi's, the older Democrats, man, they're not really with all this stuff that the progressives and the younger Democrats with. You guys see what I'm saying? Like progressives saying that a man could just want to change his sex and be allowed to do everything that a woman can do, or that a parent can allow a child to change their sex and then play sports that girls or boys play. I mean, progressives support. Now, I don't think the majority of American people support that. Look, here's my thoughts on this situation. I started with AOC. She's a progressive, but here's my thoughts on this situation. I think if the Democratic Party was a party that not necessarily their morals and values have to be exactly like the Republican Party, but if the Democratic Party was a party in which their values more or less mirrored the American people, you see what I'm saying? Meaning if their values weren't as far left or progressives, liberal. I really believe that the progressives are affecting the Democratic Party, but within the Democratic Party, all of the progressives are extremely popular. So there's a civil war for control of the Democratic Party. You know what I'm saying? Um, that being said, man, like just sharing some thoughts and some analysis, I think AOC is a very good communicator. Will she run for president? I'm not sure. I think she will be stronger for the Democrats in Congress. Me personally, um, I'll talk about Michelle Obama for a minute. I think Michelle Obama. What do I think about Michelle Obama possibly running for president? I think Michelle Obama is a very good communicator. I think she's as good or better communicator than her husband. Michelle Obama is the one candidate that I would say the Democrats. I think it's look. I think if Michelle Obama says, "Hey guys, I'm running for president," I think the candidates are going to do what they did in California when they think VP Harris is going to run. They're gonna bail out. I think a lot of Democratic candidates would bail out if Michelle Obama ran for president because they know she probably ain't gonna be no Michelle Obama. You see what I'm saying? The Republicans know they ain't gonna be Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama is a person. Listen, I'm gonna say this. Last time the Democrats, I don't think they had the time to insert Andy Beshear or Governor Shapiro or Michelle Obama into that election and had a real opportunity to win because, in my opinion, you couldn't skip over VP Harris in that situation. She was so loyal to Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. It's like if you throw her in the trash can, it was her turn. You see what I'm saying? That being said, bro, 2028 is a clear field. It looks like the Democrats gonna be charged up because they're not too happy with President Obama. I mean, excuse me, President Trump. So I think if Michelle Obama did run for president, I really believe that, you know what I'm saying, that she would be the nominee for the Democrats. 80% chance, 70 to 80% chance. You always got to leave that little bit of space. You don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And then the people, their feelings might change. So I say about a 70% chance. But if I would say, if Michelle Obama was the nominee, I think with the Democrats being charged up with her being an Obama, I think, man, she got an inside straight to become number 48. The question is, does Michelle Obama want to run for president? That's the question. That's the only question. If Michelle wants to run for president, I really believe in my mind, bro, I'll work like I don't know what to help her get elected. I'm sorry. I don't care who's on the other side. She's an Obama. It's Michelle Obama. You feel me? So that's the thinking, but not thinking that she's going to run because the last time we hear from her, she doesn't want to run. If we're not thinking Michelle Obama's going to run for president, then who else are the likely candidates for the Democrats? You know what I'm saying? Governor Shapiro, just to speak on him for just a second, guys, as y'all come in, will y'all like the video, double tap the screen for me, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Guys, y'all could jump down in the comments if y'all want to, man. I'm just doing some analysis on my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And we could get the conversation cracking. But guys, for me to speak on Governor Shapiro, I done spoke on AOC, I done spoke on Michelle Obama. I think AOC's a polarizing figure. I think she's a progressive. What's up, Muhammad? How you doing, my brother? Please double tap that screen for me. Like the video as you guys come in. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Guys, I got a poll down below. Y'all take a part of that poll. If the presidential election was held today, Muhammad, would you vote for President Trump or Governor Shapiro? My day is going good, my boy. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you asking. You know what I'm saying, y'all, to continue with the content, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going over the Democratic, potential Democratic candidates, potential leaders of the Democratic Party, just giving some analysis. Y'all feel free to jump down in the comments, you know what I'm saying, anytime y'all want to and share y'all thoughts. I went over AOC. I talked about how she was a polarizing figure. She's a progressive, and I'm not sure if America is ready to vote for a progressive. I really don't think they are. I really think AOC would serve the Democratic Party better in Congress. Does she want to run for Senate and take over the Senate? Sure. Long term. As America swings back left, I think she has to find the right opportunity to jump in and run for president. But I think in 2028, us seeing, if I was a strategist, okay, they say George Soros, whoever, who the minds who's thinking for the Democratic Party. If I was a strategist and me seeing almost every single county in America, y'all, I have to stand up for this because y'all got to hear this because this is real stuff. That's what I'm saying. I could just come on here just rambling. I'm going to give you some real stuff and within an hour. To think that almost every single county in America moved to the right, y'all's right. You feel what I'm saying? And you're going to think that I'm going to run a progressive candidate? Well, all those counties turning red. Everything turned red on the map. Look at the map. What swing states do we have? Okay, in the presidential election, the swing states, are they going, yeah, Pennsylvania is swing state. Oh, yeah, Wisconsin is swing state. Oh, yeah, Michigan is swing state. Oh, yeah, Arizona is swing state. You got swing states still, but they are red. All of them. All 7 of them was red. So I'm saying, if you're thinking that the majority of the electorate in America is voting or moving, you feel what I'm saying, to the right, why in the next election would you put another progressive up there to have happen what you? So I just don't think it's AOC's time right now for president. Her running for Senate or taking over the Senate, or I don't think she'd take over Congress with Hakeem Jeffries. I'm all for that. Those young progressives, David Hall, but the Democratic leadership, the Nancy Pelosi's, I mean, listen, if George Soros or whoever hired me to think for the Democrats, what's up, Randy Joseph? I see y'all like the video. I appreciate that. Y'all, I see a vote down there in the poll. Y'all take a part of the poll, man. Jump in the conversation. I'm just sharing my thoughts. Y'all post down below in the chat. I'm gonna read your chat, man, so y'all could change the conversation or start a conversation, man. We just go streaming, sharing our thoughts. You know what I'm saying? If I was a think tank for the Democratic Party, what I would say is if you're bringing in people like David Hogg and you want to turn progressive, you can't just, if the Democrat, listen, there's a civil war in the Democratic Party. Just like President Trump came into the Republican Party and he formed the Republican Party into his image. Y'all remember that? MAGA, Make America Great Again. All the Republicans, look how many Republicans was with VP Harris whenever she was running for president. So there was a lot of Republicans who defected from what President Trump was trying to do. Y'all, am I right or wrong? But President Trump came in and the people was with him. So what choice Lindsey Graham had? You see what I'm saying? Mitch McConnell, he gone. That old Republican guard is gone. We barely hear about Rand Paul anymore. That old Republicans, they gone. It's a new Republican Party. It's the Trump Party. What I'm saying, the same kind of thing is happening in the Democratic Party. So whoever in 2028 becomes the leader of the Democratic Party, it's going to depend on where they move. Whoever the nominee for president is going to be the leader. Whoever they nominate is going to be the leader. So what I'm saying is if you nominate a woman and a progressive, they saying AOC's the leader, she's going to run for president. She's very popular. You see her out there on the campaign trail. What the stuff she says and when she speaks, that's the future. You see AOC and Bernie Sanders in LA, and say you a think tank for the Democratic Party, and you just lost with VP Harris, okay? And you seeing 80,000 people in LA. What's that gonna make George Soros want to do? Just think about that for a second, y'all. What that make him want to do? He starts scratching his head because he's thinking, man, 80,000 people. I mean, Bernie Sanders and AOC, man, they are lighting it on fire. Y'all need to check it out. I'm talking about with the people. They on the ground with the people. That's why I asked that question. Because if the people are the ones who elect the president, you know what I'm saying? It's like President Trump, he ain't really with the people no more. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hating on you, President T. I'm just being real. You know, he really ain't with the people. I know he working though. He up there doing his job. But I'm saying he got to spend some time with the people. That being said, man, you know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on AOC. I think she's a fine candidate. I love AOC personally as a human being, man. I think she a fighter. Her story, she was a server. I was a server. I relate to her. You see what I'm saying? She relates to the people. But if you see those crowds as a strategist, Democratic strategist, the five of you guys, if I could speak to you guys for a second, if you see those crowds in LA, you got to remember that the whole map moved to the right. Which way is y'all's right? This way? That's y'all right? As the think tank for the Democrats. As y'all see AOC and Bernie Sanders with them crowds, and that's making every political pundit who could possibly support the Democrats, now they saying that, hey, AOC, the leader of the Democrats, goes, I don't know what you talking about. You talking about Governor Shapiro. AOC, the leader. Oh, really? She is. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, Ghost. A little live stream you got going on, man. You might be talking real stuff sometimes, Ghost, but we could run the poll. So we run a poll. We CNN, we Fox, we MSNBC, we run a poll, 5,000 sample size, and we ask who the leader of the Democratic Party. Go see what I told you. AOC, she got over 50-some%. See what I told you? And then it ain't just the talk about AOC. If you look at the crowds, so it makes sense. It's like Bernie Sanders is raising a protege that I think will eventually, because I think within 10 years, if America moves back to the left, that happens. Y'all don't know this, but I know this. I study political science. All you got to do is look at the elections. America swings right and left. So if the Democrats are making the gamble that the swing is going to go to the left, then that might be their chance with AOC. Because if America as a whole swing to the left, but I just don't think America is ready to allow a 12-year-old boy to play the same sport as my daughter. Good morning, Pontea. How are y'all doing? As y'all come in, make sure y'all like the video for me, okay? Y'all jump down in the comments too if y'all want to jump in the conversation, and I'll get y'all voices heard, man. I just don't think America, man, I'm just not sure about that, man. I wouldn't run the gamble with the whole map moving to the right. So that's why I say Governor Shapiro would be a good pick. Now, I'm just reiterating, I went over Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama, in that same conversation I just had with AOC, with America moving to the right and with AOC being progressive and the Civil War in the Democratic Party, just like in the Republican Party, the old guard versus the new guard, okay? If I think about Michelle Obama, I think Michelle Obama is perfect. She perfect like Josh Shapiro. I think Josh Shapiro is more part of that old guard than that new guard. What y'all think? I think Josh Shapiro is more of a centrist. He's more of a Bill Clinton type Democrat, which is what I am, but I'm not a Democrat. But I think Josh Shapiro would be the perfect candidate to govern for all of America. And I'll tell you why. That's why, the reason why I asked y'all that question is because y'all fact checked me. In the state of Pennsylvania, Governor Shapiro, he beat President Trump on the ballot. Governor Shapiro in President Trump's districts get more votes than President Trump. How many candidates you could say that's doing that? How many governors doing that? Andy Beshear, yeah, you could say he did that in Kentucky. He turned a whole red state blue. So yeah, that's why he would be a viable candidate. I think the Democrats do not lose and do not gamble with a centrist candidate. I think it's perfect. You see what I'm saying? A centrist candidate speaks to the center, not only of the Democratic Party, but to the center of America. You see what I'm saying? It's two sides in America. It's two sides in America. You know, you have it's two. America pretty much there is basically extremists and the middle, but the extremists are the loudest. You feel what I'm saying? There's extremists in the Republican Party and the Republican Party, and extremists in the Democrat, and there's extremists in America. You got to be able to break that down. I think that Governor Shapiro, he is a center in the Democratic Party. He's a centrist. You know what I'm saying? He believes in some Republican ideas, but he's a Democrat at heart. He's a centrist, like a Bill Clinton in the Democratic Party. If you put him in a presidential election, he a little bit to the left. You feel me? He's not in as much in the center in a presidential election, but he's still center left. I think he's perfect for the America. Him or Andy Beshear, I think he's perfect, man. I really do. Pontea says, Trump or Biden? Listen, this is the question. You saying Trump or Biden, but here's the question. America already voted. What America said? America already voted. America already spoke, sir, or ma'am, and America chose President Trump. But the question is Trump or Biden today? Trump or VP Harris today? After 100 days of President Trump, would you vote? Ponte, 100 days of President Trump, who you voting for? Governor Shapiro or President Trump? Who you voting for? VP Harris or President Trump? Everything VP Harris said, was she not right? Everything Barack Obama said, was he not right about President Trump? Or was President Trump right? That's the question I'm posing. After 100 days of seeing President Trump in office, would you vote for him again? That's the question. Guys, Legal Wars Live, y'all jump in here in the conversation, jump down in the comments. Y'all make sure y'all double tap that screen for me, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Mandel Harvey says, nobody wants a centrist, be hot or cold. But listen, this is what I'm saying, Mandel. That was great, and I'm going to take some time with that one. Man, I'm going to have to drink some water with that one, man. Listen, he said nobody wants a centrist. Let me explain what a centrist is. A centrist is balance. That's what we need in life. That's what life is about. It's about balance. I'll explain. There's a time where you're to be aggressive, and there's a time to chill. See what I'm saying? If you in your house and with your wife and your daughters, and you got a madman outside trying to break in, what you gonna do? You gonna go outside and defend your family. You gotta be aggressive. In that situation, you can't chill. That's not a chill situation. There's times to be aggressive, and there's time to chill. You understand where I'm going with my thinking? You're saying, Ghost, what you talking about? In my opinion, that's what a centrist can do. They're in the middle. It's a balance in life. It's all about a balance. You got a right and you got a left. If you got a president who is all the way right and extremist, you ain't going to have no balance. You going to try to put tariffs on the whole world at the same time. You're going to see, Josh Shapiro wouldn't do that. I could promise, I get 10,000%. You say a ghost, no Democrat would do that. A Democrat ain't for tariffs. There's stuff that those left Democrats are going to do that a centrist ain't going to do. See, President Trump has to listen to the voices of other people because his thinking is far right. So when he governs, is far right. So the far right today, the extremist MAGA people, the Proud Boys and all that kind of stuff who want to let George Floyd's killer out of jail and all that kind of stuff, the far right, I'm saying if he governing from the far right, he cutting Social Security, he cutting Medicaid, he doing all that stuff the far right is for. But the reason why he hadn't cut Social Security because he got somebody in the center or on the left who thinks from a different perspective. Who's saying, hey, slow that down, son, President Trump. You feel what I'm saying? A centrist will have the correct balance. That's what I'm saying. They're going to have the right balance. You see what I'm saying? Governor Josh Shapiro, he support Israel. That's why VP Harris didn't want him on the ticket. Because, listen, let me tell you something. The reason VP Harris lost Michigan is because of Palestine and the Israeli conflict. That was a mistake by the Muslims in Dearborn and the Muslims in Michigan. That was a mistake to vote for President Trump because they see that if anything, it got worse. President Trump never was for a Muslim, never will be, is not trying to help no Muslims. But that was a protest vote or a mad vote, so they voted against VP Harris. And that's one of the reasons she didn't put Josh Shapiro on her ticket because Josh Shapiro, he for Israel. You feel what I'm saying? AOC and the progressives, they think Israel is like a what? Aggressor or like they persecuting the Palestinian people. That's what the that's why you need a centrist. You got the right balance. You feel what I'm saying? He a Democrat, but he really ain't no Democrat. He a centrist. Bill Clinton was a Democrat, but he really ain't no Democrat. Can you feel me? All the old school Republicans, they feel me. Newt Gingrich, I know you feel me, pimping. Because you know he a Democrat, but he listens. Obama was kind of like that. You see what I'm saying? I think America, the Democratic Party needs somebody in the center who has the right balance. He going to listen to the right, and he going to listen to the left, and he going to do what's best for America. I think a centrist, someone with the right balance, even though it might not be his intention to do something best for America, he might be trying to do what's right for his party and protecting his party, but just the nature of a centrist, they're going to be in the middle, and that's the place to be as a politician, is the middle. You guys don't understand that. That's the place to be, in the middle. Let me, look, I'm going to say this. On a lot of social issues, I say, a lot of social issues, I'll say this. Like, let's say an issue about like abortion. Let's talk about abortion for a second, okay? Talking about being in the middle. Now, when the campaign started, I'm a Christian, and I just believe that a female, like, you need to teach your daughter at a young age. You know what I'm saying? You need to teach her a lot of stuff, but one of the main things you need to teach her, it might help her stay alive. Like catch an STD. It'll help her not get pregnant. It'll help her not be promiscuous or get, you know what I'm saying, sexually assaulted. You need to teach your daughter to not jump out there with guys. You need to teach your daughter to have safe sex and to contraception, if she gonna do it at all or remain abstinent. That's what you need to teach your daughter. In my opinion, the biggest miracle of life that we could see with our eyes is a child being born. Tell me where I'm wrong. That's how we got here. You feel me? I'm saying childbirth, that's a miracle of life. If you don't believe in God, that's nature. It's a natural occurrence. It's how humans get here. You manipulating that, to me, I don't care which angle you look at it, I'll never be for abortion. Now, that being said, about being in the middle, VP Harris, when she was running for president, she was talking about how the abortion laws can be so strict in these ultra-red districts that a young lady lost her life because the abortion law is so strict. See, if you not in the center, I'm solid on my position on abortion. You feel me? I'm solid on my position, but if you're not in the center, you can't even hear what she's saying. I'm listening to everything she's saying. I'm not gonna move on abortion because I'm a Christian. I'm not gonna change the way I feel or what I think. But because I'm in the center, I hear what she's saying. And I will be proactive and support legislation to change, not to legalize abortion. It's already illegal. If it happens and it gets legalized again, because I'm sure the Democrats coming for Roe v. Wade. And listen to me, y'all listen to me. As soon as they get control, if they had control of the Senate and like 4 or 5 seats in the House right now, and Obama's in president, oh yeah, that's the major agenda. They're going to get Roe v. Wade if they get a chance. You see what I'm saying? Let me jump down here for just a second. Mandel says this Israel is Gog and Magog are already, you're not supporting God, supporting this non-biblical man presentation or Israel. Who do you speak of? You talking about Governor Shapiro? Governor Shapiro does support Israel. That's what I just said. I'm not sure you understood what I was saying. Guys, Legal Wars podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm in here chilling, man. I'm just spitting game to the people, man. As you guys come in, make sure y'all double tap that screen for me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, guys. Super chat, super thanks, super stickers start at 99 cents. If you in here with me in the live stream, that button below with the $ in it, just hit that button. Your donations are much appreciated, guys. Channel membership start at $2.99. We want to welcome D Worthy. I don't see my brother D Worthy in the chat, you know what I'm saying? But welcome D Worthy, you know what I'm saying, as a member of the channel. You guys want to join the channel? Channel membership start at $2.99. Guys, I was just kicking my thoughts to you, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do with the ghost streams, you know, just telling you guys about Governor Shapiro, telling you guys about the state of the Democratic Party. I'm going to give a little bit more. There you go, my brother D Worthy. Good morning, my brother. How's it going? You know what I'm saying? D, make sure you double tap that screen for me if you haven't already. Liked that video, man. I was looking for you. I was like, where my brother at, man? I see you in here, man. Listen, though, my thoughts, though, about D Worthy, you could jump in the conversation at any time, too. My thoughts, though, about President Trump, or let me say it like this. My thoughts about the Democratic Party, where they're at. I was hearing political pundits saying that they need a message. I think President Trump has given them their message. You know what I'm saying? D Worthy, you agree with me? I don't think the Democrats need a message. I think they got a message. I think all they need is a candidate. That's all I think they need. I think they're in a good position, a good place. If I look at the poll right now, you know what I'm saying? 62% of the people say they'll vote for Trump, but it's like they don't know they don't know Governor Shapiro. And in Pennsylvania, which is a swing state, you know, if Trump was running against Governor Shapiro, Pennsylvania is a state where they know Governor Shapiro. We know they know Governor Shapiro. They love him. They finna have an election, I think, next year. He gonna win. I don't even know why. If you're a Republican, why would you even run against Governor Shapiro? He gonna get 70%. You want to see a blowout? Y'all want to see a blowout, a political blowout. Here's a forecast for you. You know what I'm saying? Political blowout. Governor Shapiro has to get reelected next year, and go look at the margins. He's going to win by 20, 30, 40 points. Against President Trump in Pennsylvania, he went in Trump districts. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying all the Democrats need is a candidate. AOC, I had to say her, you know, Governor Shapiro, AOC is in the far left. You know what I'm saying? In the middle, I say it's like Michelle Obama And you know what I'm saying, kind of the centrist or the conservative candidate, I would say, would be Governor Shapiro. I think Governor Newsome gonna run for president. I think him and AOC gonna be competing for the progressive votes. That's what I think. If Governor Shapiro makes a hard move right now to the right, then he could compete with Governor. Yeah. If Governor Newsome makes a hard to the right, he could compete with Governor Shapiro. I like Governor Newsome though, man. He a fighter. You see what I'm saying? I would love to have Governor Newsome on a ticket, but I just feel like D-worthy if the Democrats put somebody on a ticket who is too progressive. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think the country gonna swing to the left. It is swinging to the left. I just don't think it's gonna swing that far enough to the left. I think the country is some years off before they could say, I mean, you gotta let some more old people die out. Man, I'm 45 and I'm a Christian. And I know it's a lot. If I had a 7-year-old daughter and you telling me you letting little boys go in the girls' bathroom, you letting little boys go in the girls' locker room, I don't care what you say about this, but 7 years old, I don't know if he a boy or a girl. I don't know what he is. You saying he a girl. Nah, he just got a sex change. He walking around saying he a girl. He don't know what he is. He's 7 years old. You feel what I'm saying? D. Worthy says any decent Democratic candidate could win the next election. I agree with that. I agree with that. And I think, if Michelle Obama, if she choose to run or not. If Michelle choose to run, that's a wrap. I mean, think of the legacy. You got the first Black president, and then his wife becomes the first female and the second Black president. Think of the Obama legacy in America. Forever. That name would be like bigger than the Kennedys. You talking about Black excellence. You got the first Black male president and his wife becomes the first female president. That's enough said. I think if Michelle run for president, if I was her, I wouldn't pick Governor Newsome from my VP. I would pick or a woman. I would pick like a Governor Shapiro if she runs, because I think she really will win. She's got a really good chance. It just depends on where America's at. But with Michelle Obama, you could be versatile because Michelle could appeal to conservatives. Yes, indeed. I think she could appeal to conservatives more than VP Harris can. Michelle can appeal to the Black voters, that Obama name. They have to reinvent it, but it won't be hard. Michelle can appeal to them swing voters. She can appeal to a lot of people, bro. She would be a rock star candidate. Here's the problem, though, is that Fox News knew. That's the problem. Sean Hannity is the problem. when that election start, D. Worthy says Trump is gonna tarnish JD's legacy before it even gets started. Man, I think that might be JD, man. Yeah, D. Worthy, I got you, because Trump's sending him out there. That's true. Listen, let me talk about JD Vance for just a second, man. Since we speaking on it, I think JD Vance is a brilliant human being. Hold up now. Israel or Palestine? What? I'm a Christian. My God come from Israel. Ain't no question. Ain't no choice. That's why I was talking about Josh Shapiro supports Israel. He don't support no Palestine. Who in America is supporting Palestine? That's what we're saying. AOC supports Palestine. That's what I'm saying. I don't think America's ready for that yet. I think that might be the future. That's what's in the Bible. The nations of the world are going to turn on Israel. That's Bible. I'm just saying today, like when people my age are alive and stuff, nah, that's not finna happen. We are not going to ever support them over Israel. It's not happening. I don't care who the land used to be. Whose land this used to be? Whose land China used to be? Everybody's land used to be somebody else's. Do you fight wars for it? And Israel, they try to take that land back. You read your history. And Israel beat them in how many days? That's what I'm saying. I don't care who, every nation in the world fought for the land that they're on. Now, what they say that about America? Oh, they stole the land. Everybody stole somebody's land. You see what I'm saying? D-Worthy, I'm finna get back to that though, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, to me, like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, we talk about Israel and Palestine. I think, you know, that war eventually is going to come to the end. President Trump, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that should be an issue as far as American politics on a presidential election if you support Israel, Palestine. Israel is an ally. Do you support England or whoever? Do you support France or whoever in a conflict? Do you support Israel as our ally? That shouldn't be no question. Now, talking about JD Vance, man, let me get some water because I need to break this down about old JD, man. I've been wanting to say this, though. D. Worthy, you said a whole lot right there. Because what I'm saying is, I'm hearing the way he using JD Vance. I wasn't going to say how he's using it. I was just going to comment on the things I've seen JD Vance do to this point. The way he using JD Vance as an attack dog, like, this ain't who. I'm saying who is the strategist up there who's calling them shots? Like, you think JD Vance is running for that? Y'all not running for office again? This man is serving as the vice president. You gonna use him like, nah, D-Worthy, I agree with that, man. He using him wrong. JD Vance is a very smart, bright, brilliant guy. Communicator, he's a different kind of communicator than President Trump. So if you need an attack dog, President Trump is a better attack dog than JD Vance. JD Vance is a different kind of communicator, man. He like more, I would say, listen, his words aren't as eloquent as President Obama's, but that's what I'm saying. JD Vance is a thinker, man. He's an intelligent, young guy. He could be a great leader for America. The ladies, the girls love him. They think he's beautiful. They're going to vote for him because he's cute. So if he got the right game plan and the right people, what y'all trying to say? JD Vance want to hire a Miller Ray legal? JD Vance, you want to hire a Miller Ray legal? Because I'm saying, like, the way President Trump using, I agree with that, D-Worthy. Nah, you don't use him like that. He too smart for that. Way too intelligent. That boy's so smart. Why you gonna make him like, that's what I'm saying. Don't make JD Vance say they eating the cats and the dogs, bro. That's not his role. You're not gonna make Marco Rubio say that. I'm saying, to me, JD Vance got as much or more promise than Marco Rubio. That boy's smart as a whip. I seen him. But any reporter, there's very few times, a lot of his politics I don't agree with, like his worldview. But as he stay in that position gonna change his worldview in 4 years. So in 4 years, he's gonna be more than what he is now, more mature, more understanding of that position. I believe, man, President Trump, you use JD Vance as a let me see. He's best used as, I have to get back with you, D-Worthy, on that one. You see what I'm saying? I have to think about it, son, because he's a communicator and he's like an educator. You could educate them. He could go to Europe and they probably gonna be offended, but I'm saying, Jay, he's smarter than all of them. I hate to say that, JD Vance, 99 point, even if he in a room with me, and you're going to be hard pressed to say that disability, everything, it ain't too many people. Maybe on a strategic level, I probably outthink him, but just as far as brilliance, yeah, he the smartest dude in the room at 39. So I'm saying, why would you use President Obama to talk smack? You don't use President Obama to say they eating the cats and the dogs. He's a constitutional lawyer, professor. Like, this dude is a genius. He's brilliant. He's super brilliant. So why would you use President Obama to say that we gonna build a wall and make men? Nah, President Trump, you do that. They gonna respect you more. They scared. Well, I don't know how scared, but they know you could get at them and do something to them. You could put 500% tariffs. So they scared of that because they don't even he'll come out do anything. He'll tax us bankrupt. You feel me? President Trump, it seemed like I would use President Trump to do that. If Europe need to be scolded, let President Trump do that. I wouldn't do it the way that the strategist advised him to do with JD Vance. I wouldn't do it like that. If you want to use JD Vance to do that, use him for what he good at. All you got to do is watch JD Vance go on CNN, he go on MSNBC, he'll go on anywhere, and he a debater. He is a debater. He a different kind of debater than me. Like, I'm like, if you know debate, I would be like a street debater. You see what I'm saying? I'm using the words, but I'm not just using words. I'm using like aggression. I'm punking. Whoever I'm debating, I'm gonna punk you. That's how I get down. I'm gonna have you on hush mouth. JD Vance gonna have you on hush mouth too. He's just different style. You feel what I'm saying? His debate style, he like that wordplay. He could talk word for word with you. His mind and his argument. And it's like any side that you present, he gonna out-argue and argue down your side. So JD Vance, I agree with that, D Worthy. He could be used in a different way that would be a lot more beneficial, not only to JD Vance's future, but to the Republican Party. Because President Trump first, I seen JD Vance go over there and he scolding Europe. Okay, that might be whatever strategy you trying to do, but JD, listen to me, baby. That ain't good for your future, your political future. Because JD, say if you run for president in 28 and you do become president, and then you going over there, them people they don't like you no more now. Because President Trump got you doing some clown stuff. Whoever said to go don't do that. That's crazy. But see, I ain't gonna talk smack about them because they got the point. All that negative talk right now with them tariffs, do it when the stock market is stable. Don't do it when the stock market is unstable because it's gonna, you feel me? But I'm saying, like, just use him in a different way. I never seen it. No, not towards a leader or a foreign, not like that, D Worthy. I never seen that. Never seen that. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think, like, what they doing? They think they in a election for the world chancellor, and so he got to go hard at nah. And then they try to use D Worthy. They did it with China too. And then President Trump came out. Listen, D Worthy, I don't know if that's President Trump doing that because the way President Trump came out, he was like, you seen him at that speech when he was talking about JD Vance. He kind of like with China. Getting at China, he was like, I ain't finna do that. I ain't gonna say that. See, President Trump ain't saying that. If it needs to be said, that's not, JD Vance is too senior of a level position to be throwing him out there in the woods like that. That man, if he got a political future, you gonna make the whole world mad at him. There ain't nobody gonna want nothing to do with him. If he does win the election, how he gonna govern? All of Europe, when he run for president, all the foreign interest money from Europe, they're gonna make sure he lose because they don't like him now. That strategy is horrible, especially for a guy who could have a super bright future. He's so brilliant. He's such a good talker. He's a smart man with the right young man. He still has a lot to learn. You put the right advisors around him, and he could be a great leader. Don't send him out there in the dogs like that. You're trying to trash that, man. That's what I'm saying. I was thinking it was him doing it, D-Worthy. I was like, maybe the light's too bright for him. Maybe for some people, the lights get too bright. They shining too bright. And they don't know how to handle that, D-Worthy. And that's what I thought that was. Maybe the lights was just too bright for him. But D-Worthy, the way you saying it, like if somebody's sending him out there on a mission like that, man, you try. It's like in my mind. D-Worthy, the way you said that, it's like, so President Trump didn't pick Ron DeSantis. Why did he pick J.D. Vance? D-Worthy, why did President Trump pick J.D. Vance as his VP? Nobody thought he would do it, but he said the pick was between J.D. Vance and Byron Donalds. Because Byron Donalds running for governor of Florida, which he probably gonna win. And if he run for president of America, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Because I'm saying he a Republican. He a congressman from Florida, D-Worthy. And President Trump said it was between this black congressman from Florida or J.D. Vance, and he picked J.D. Because I'm saying if you pick J.D., why he didn't pick Ron DeSantis? Maybe because he knew he was going to use J.D. Vance in that role and he dispendable. Because I'm saying if you sending that man out there like that, the whole world ain't nobody gonna like him. You putting him in dirt positions to get dirted on. In doo-doo positions to get doo-dooed on. He's destroying his political future. So D-Worthy, I didn't make that point. D-Worthy made that point. I never even thought that thought until D-Worthy said that. Because my thinking is that the dude, just the light's too bright for him. He's 39. And he ain't got no guidance, the right advisors. I didn't think President Trump had the right advisors. That's my thoughts on the situation. My whole thoughts on the situation, D-Worthy. The lights was too bright for him, my brother. That's what I was thinking. But D-Worthy, you saying that if somebody is telling him, if sending him out there like that, man, I wouldn't do that to that dude. You using him wrong. Send him to Europe and let him get into an intellectual conversation. The speech was very intellectual. Of course, everything he says will be intellectual, but not scolding intellectual, like schooling or educating intellectual. Change the approach. That's all you got to do. D-Worthy, 99% of everything I seen President Trump do or cite was on the money. The tariffs, China, everything. Just the approach is wrong. How the Republicans feel about Harvard, I agree with them. I'm a Christian. They're very liberal. But you can't go to that school, especially me being a legal person. You can't go to that school and try to tell them what to teach and what they can't teach. Change their approach. D-Worthy, I'm sorry. He says it is because JD's backstory. What's his backstory? Because his backstory, D-Worthy, baby, you can't use that man like that, though. If you using him like that, you got a tool or a weapon that you can use efficiently. That's what I'm saying. Efficiently. That he is the future of the Republican Party. Listen, I wish I could have J.D. Vance. I wish I could walk with him every day, off camera. I ain't gonna, D-Worthy, I wouldn't be the one. See, listen, if they ever call me, man, I'm talking about, when I get them on the phone, because I'm the strategist, I'm the brains, I'm gonna know how to work, I'm gonna run this. Listen, D-Worthy, ain't nobody in the country. They gonna have to do a CNN special investigative reports to find out that I'm working for him. Ain't nobody that know I'm working for him. He the vice president. You keep that all the way secret. But I have somebody who I'm completely connected to right there next to him on his ear. If I was on his ear, I could make that. I know what I could do, man. People who D-worthy who know me personally all my life through all my failures and all my mistakes and the things that hold me back or down in life, my disabilities. Through all of that, D-worthy, they know, man. I could see that talent in a person. I could see it. I could see it in JD Vance, man. I could make JD Vance JFK. And he's saying the right stuff. He doing the right stuff. He got the right policies. He got the right teacher, in my opinion. I don't care what nobody say. President Trump, I love them tariffs. I think he's a genius on them tariffs. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. I think President Trump is a genius on them tariffs. Look, guys, we had an hour. And I could tell y'all this why, guys. This the last one. I'm gonna tell you why President Trump is a genius on them tariffs, guys. Okay, I need some donations, guys. It's been about an hour. That button below with that super chat, super thanks, super sticker with that $sign, 99 cents, $2.99 for channel memberships, guys. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm gonna give y'all this, and after I give y'all this. Straight analysis, straight hour, man, sharing my thoughts with y'all, interacting with the chat. After I give y'all this, guys, we're going to do our countdown. Eddie says, I'm always looking at the game, but not able to play it. I mean, that's just life. I mean, you can't cry about it. You know, it's just your perception if that's the way you look at it. You know, if that's the way you look at it, but it's just life. So D-Worthy says, let me see. I'm just making sure I get everything before I do this. Okay, guys, tariffs, Trump tariffs. Now listen. Talking about Josh Shapiro, that's why we need Josh Shapiro. We need a centrist, because if we get us a far right person, they're not going to be able, a far left person, they're not going to be able to see this. Governor Greg Abbott, state of Texas, it's the fastest growing state. I think Houston, was doing 250 people a day. Austin growing, San Antonio growing, Dallas, Fort Worth growing, state growing, fastest growing state. Very diverse state. You have large African-American populations. You have large Hispanic populations, and in the rural area, you have majority Caucasian populations. But the state, man, basically, I don't experience much racism. I experienced it in certain spots. You're gonna get that anywhere if you understand life. But I didn't experience much racism. Hold on, D-Worthy says Vance for president. D-Worthy, since you did that tip. I'm gonna address that with JD Vance. Give me just a second. Let me finish doing this. Thank you to D-Worthy. Let me go ahead and place that comment. Now, look, that being said, I wanna explain why I think the tariffs are good. I'm not gonna try to because I need to get to what D-Worthy's saying. So let me not go too far left. Let me just stay on the tariffs. Listen, President Trump said $300 billion he collected in what? 2 weeks? D-Worthy, when I heard that, it's just that is just like this is the point as Americans where we just stop. D-Worthy, I'm thinking China is an op, so I'm like, oh, he getting at the op. He need to cripple them. They're coming to listen. They over there in Panama. He's sending Marco Rubio to Panama his first week in office, because he's trying to stop the Chinese invasion. You feel me? Yeah, they jumping out of boats and being hostile over there. They getting aggressive. They finna attack Taiwan. Yeah, get on China. I'm not understanding the game really. I don't know economics like that. I know politics and strategy. So it makes sense to cripple your enemy while you got a chance. The Democrat gonna talk the same thing that get in that office. VP Harris was gonna be talking about China cheating too, but they weren't gonna do nothing about it. This is what you're gonna get from me, facts. I love Democrats. I love VP Harris too. But that Democrats want President Obama, you know I love you, dog. You feel me, man? If I could look him in the eye, I love him to death. But you was talking about China, President Obama, you ain't do nothing about it. Trump did. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying? So when he got on China with the tariffs, I was for it. But guys, as Americans, Democrats, Republicans, everybody, think tank people, Karl Rove people, J.D. Vance people, Newt Gingrich, all the smartest people in America need to come together and stop and listen and think. This man said he got $300 billion in 2 weeks. Pull your calculators out. So D-Worthy, if he could collect $300 billion in 2 weeks off tariff, I know it's 4 weeks in a month, and I know that's $600 billion. And I know if you add that, I know in 2 months, I mean, you over $1 trillion in revenue. So that means he gonna collect more money off tariffs than he will from income taxes if he could do it the whole year. That's why you got to stop and think outside the box. I'm talking low because I'm trying to draw you in to pay attention to what I'm saying. $300 billion. I could see why he say he could get rid of income tax. That's what Texas did. No state, no taxes. Texas don't have no state tax. They getting the money from somewhere else. And that's what President Trump's saying. He trying to get rid of income tax. He said, I could get that $5 trillion. I'm going to get more than that $5 trillion from somewhere else. Ghost, them tariffs aren't sustainable. That's why I started talking about stimulus. President Trump could run a trifecta if he don't even see it. He don't even see it. Or he might say, Ghost, you might know what my plan is, but you moving too fast. You can help me tweak my plan, but don't move that fast, because I'm going to tell you something. If President Trump just thrust some money into the economy, how Walmart saying that shit? Oh, Walmart saying that okay, so wherever the Band-Aid is, the supply chain is broken, I'm going to just put some of that $300 billion in it, and I'm going to keep collecting them tariffs. I'm going to collect tariffs and income tax. If President Trump did a stimulus, like I said, D-Worthy, and gave some money to the people, then he and the businesses that's hurting, he could keep them tariffs on, because that amount of money he's making off them tariffs, America is collecting that money in a high interest account. Make America rich again. I don't care what nobody when President Biden came in, listen to me. Y'all know this stuff. And they be outsmarting you. They don't outsmart me. Listen to me. Listen to me. President Obama gave a speech about the tariffs, right? In 2008, 2009. So President Trump come in, he do the tariffs. President Obama, I said he's smart. President Obama, he the real dictator. He's pulling all the strings. So he talking about the tariffs, so President Trump do the tariffs. So when President Biden come in, he leave a lot of those tariffs in place. Y'all don't know that. President Biden didn't change them. He just didn't come out and say, he's not going to come out and say, it's not politically expedient for Democrats to do that. But President Trump had the courage to do it. That's what I'm saying. He had the courage to do it again. I'm going to tell you the real. I'll be speaking real in general. Because listen, if everything a pundit say is positive about a person, you know that they're not telling you the truth. D-Worthy, if everything somebody say about me is positive, you know they lying. Because I got negative things about me. If everything they say is negative, you know they lying. Just listen to them. Life ain't like that. It's good and bad in the world. For the worst people do good things sometimes, and the best people do bad things sometimes. That's life. So if you hear a pundit, I be listening to him on CNN or on Fox, and I be watching pundits, and I see this pundit, and I like this pundit, and I hear this pundit talking, and I know that he know President Trump just made a boo-boo. He just messed up. Don't defend him on that boo-boo. Say he made a boo-boo. That's truth. That's authentic. That's truth. Oh, yeah, well, he deported this person, and they said that he wasn't supposed to deport this person. But, yeah, nah. You got to fix that. That's a bobo. A boo-boo. You got to fix the boo-boo. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? That being said, I don't care what nobody say. President Trump, great job on the tariffs. If he could go at least 2 more weeks with it, then he collected nearly $1 trillion off those tariffs. You add in the extra investments, President Trump, if I was you, I wouldn't turn down or I wouldn't cut down cut the taxes, but keep getting that taxes. I wouldn't get rid of no taxes within 4 years. I don't care how much I was getting off the tariffs, because he's going to keep some of the tariffs in place to keep collecting that revenue. He's a genius, economic genius. But what I'm saying, President Trump, you cut taxes, that's cool. That's going to stimulate the economy. He's going to have to go and do something with the people too. He's going to have to stimulate over there. He just don't see that yet, but it's going to come. President Trump, I always say. But I'm saying that's cool though, but that extra tax money, just keep making that, just get as much as you can in them 4 years. Because when the Democrats come, they're not going to do that. Plus, he helping America. He crippling China. He really giving more shelf life before the Chinese and the Russians take over. They trying to take back over. The East, they want America out the East. And President Trump talking like that, he only got like 3.5 more years though. And the Democrats going to come back in probably, unless J.D. Vance come. We're going to have to talk about that in just a second. Because I got that super chat. Guys, y'all double tap that screen for me, like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell like my boy D Worthy, man. Y'all jump down in them comments, man. Super chat, super stickers, super thanks. They start at 99 cents. Y'all hit that button below with the $sign in it. All your love is much appreciated, guys. Channel memberships, Green Gordon, start at $2.99. We'll love to have you guys as channel members. T says, just because Trump said that doesn't make it true. Texas property taxes is one of the highest in the country. Okay, so T, yeah, they have property taxes, but they don't have income tax. Property taxes is probably one of the highest in the country, but who's complaining? The government has a surplus. Texas gives more. Listen, I'm going to pin that. I want to get back on J.D. Vance, because D-Worthy pay that, you know what I'm saying? And but D-Worthy, I'm coming, I gave a lot on J.D. Vance, you know what I'm saying? Like, just right strategists, right advisors. He's a brilliant guy. He's a good-looking guy. That works. If you're promoting somebody, I'm a promoter. That works. That helps me promote you easily. The females like the way he look. He just got to say the right stuff out his mouth with the right approach. And I see J.D. Vance as like a John F. Kennedy. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? He needed the right speech people to saying the right stuff. But as far as him as a person, human, his backstory, he went through the struggle, man. White boy, it don't matter. Hillbilly, Chinese, saying he a hillbilly, he went through a struggle, man. He understands the human struggle, and he brilliant. Yes, J.D. Vance he just needs to be developed and done right. T talking about the property taxes. Give me property taxes if you take away my income taxes. For the rich people, they understand that. You see what I'm saying? So look, I already got to pay federal taxes. Ain't nobody taking that away. Donald Trump, you cutting, we ain't taking. You can't take it. What Democrat gonna stand in the way of President Trump's tax cut? How much it's gonna cost? How much President Trump's tax cut is gonna cost? Because I'm saying he making the money over there. He over there getting the money he paying for his own tax cut. And that tax cut, I don't care what you say, I don't care if it's for just a month, it's gonna do something to stimulate the economy. It might not stimulate it as good as if he gave every American a $5,000 check, but that's coming too. Because Elon Musk cut what, $250 billion or more off the deficit. His goal was $1 trillion. And they laughing at him. They said, "Oh, he got only a quarter of it. Oh, he only cut $250 billion off the deficit, off the budget. How much the Democrats cut? 300,000 jobs. If you're paying them people on an average of $60,000 a year, you're talking about 300,000 jobs. Think about next year. That's 300,000 people you ain't got to pay next year." And so, as far as Texas property tax, Texas is the second richest state in America. Texas is like, right, Texas is richer than Russia, Texas is richer than Russia. It's like number 10 or 11. I think Russia's lower than that. Texas is like ranked in the top richest countries in the world, surplus. I could testify of the programs they have to help the people. That's what you don't understand, If the Republican, listen, so say he want to cut taxes, so the rich people got more money, that's going to help the poor. To an extent, what they saying about the Republic, that does help the poor. Because if the government have more programs, I don't know about your state, but I know in Texas, they help people. They help the poor in Texas. I could testify to that. If you poor, you go to Texas, you come up quicker than Cali. You know why? Because you can make the same money almost in Texas that you can make in Cali. You can make more anywhere. I'm talking about at the highest. If you can make almost the same money as you can in Cali, in Texas, but the cost of living is lower, so you could come up a lot quicker in Texas, man. They got a lot of jobs where you could come in making 100,000 easy in Texas. You could do that. That's like chump change in Texas, easy. Bro, Google is in Austin, boy. You understand that? Indeed is in Austin, boy. Tesla is in Austin, boy. Boy, you talking about that TEX? Come on now. Nah, the property taxes is high. I got high property taxes, but I ain't got no income tax. But if I go to this state over here, I got to pay income taxes and property taxes. So how I'm winning? Where I'm losing at? I'm going to win over there paying them property taxes and no income taxes. And not only is the state not collecting income taxes, he got a surplus. How many states in this country got a surplus? Greg Abbott got a surplus, boy. Y'all just don't know that. Greg Abbott got a surplus, boy. You know what that means? America owed $37 trillion. And the budget, America's spending more than they making. They spending more. He ain't taking no income taxes, and he taking more money than he's spending. Come on, man. Some of them if you need a centrist, he could see the right and the left. Some of them things that the Republicans do is going to help the poor. It's just that they're saying it's going to help the poor more than what it really is. No, them tax cuts do help the poor a little bit because the money will trickle down a little bit, but not how they say it is. So you could do tax cuts, but you got to stimulate the ground too. You got to stimulate the middle too. It's a whole picture, President Trump. You let the money come down, and man, boy, if I can advise one, man, that economy, boy, it'd be it'd be over with. It'd be world domination. America, it'd be over for history. If I could advise one of y'all, bro, I'm telling you, because I'm not gonna think like a Republican, Democrat, left or right. I'm not gonna think like that. I'm gonna think what's best for the whole, and what's best for the whole. He owned us something with them tariffs. Walmart and them coming to him saying our shelves gonna be empty. Oh, but he can't have the shelves empty. So this is what I'm gonna do. What he don't believe in, I'm gonna stimulate so I can keep. I'm gonna stimulate. Who hurting? Walmart, who hurting? Give me Amazon, who hurting? Give me a list of your distributors or your suppliers who hurting, because I got to keep with these tariffs, because I'm getting $300 billion every 2 weeks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take about $10 billion and I'm gonna inject it into who hurting, and I'm gonna keep tariffs so they got the same money, the prices ain't going up, and I'm still getting money off the tariffs. And that money that Elon got, I'm gonna take that money, half of that money, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw it back into the economy, to the poor people. I'm gonna hit it from every side. I'm gonna give tax breaks to the rich. I'm going to tax the foreign countries, and I'm going to be giving the money to the poor. Bro, I hit them from every side. Balance the, bro, man, work that. But see, you can never be great. You can never get there. President Trump is in a position to be great. But Barack Obama was great, not just because he was the first black president. He passed legislation that will be used forever. The Affordable Care Act, yeah, he was great. I'm saying President Trump, the difference with him is he been through a whole lot, and he a gambler, he a big shooter. He ain't a safe politician. He gonna go for the gusto. But President Trump is in a position to be great, but he could be greater than all of them. He could. I guarantee you, President Obama see it. He just ain't commenting on it. I'm telling you, he see it. What's up, SS Easy? He says California has the 4th largest economy in the entire world. That's every country and everything. That's what I'm saying. You come in here, look, listen. I hear a lot of people in Texas, because you know it's a lot of Democrats in Texas. You got to understand the geography of Texas. I hear a lot of people in Texas hating on Governor Abbott, but I don't care what they say. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. What's the number say? Surplus. This man ain't taking no income tax. You know, income tax is half of the revenue that the United States take in. So these Republicans, bro, he ain't taking no income tax. And he got a surplus. He get more money than what Texas, they must be out there selling dope in Texas. They're selling that dope. They got all the medic bringing them cocaine. I'm saying, where this man getting this money from? Oh, yeah. Don't hate on Governor Abbott, man. That's what I'm saying. The boy got a surplus. I'm sorry. The governor got a surplus. Don't hate on Governor Newsome. I hear so many people hating on Governor Newsome. And he got the 4th. He's still the richest state. If he trashed California, California wouldn't be the state rich, but the people ain't rich. Bro, California give more money to the people than any state, than New York and than Illinois, because they give money to the people. Y'all just don't know about it. But the people in California know. The government give money to the people. They send them checks, stimulus, the poor programs, the rich states, they got a lot. You could come up in California if you're poor. They telling you the cost of living is too high, but they got a lot of programs to help the poor. The state rich. The state government is rich. The unemployment in bro, you want to come up, all you got to do is go to Connecticut and get a job and then quit. The unemployment like $700-800 a month, $910. Bro, during COVID, during COVID, bro, people were making more money than they ever made in their life in Connecticut on unemployment. Man, Connecticut was paying like $1,100-1,200 a month on unemployment. You got to understand that, bro, the geography of that state, the average income is over $100,000, $120,000. Them people super duper rich, stupid rich. The reason why Connecticut, because the citizens, see, it's different when you talk about how much money the state or the country government got and how much the people got. The Chinese government can be competitive with America, but not the Chinese people. With the American people are way richer. It ain't even close. And it's way more of them. So it's like they got to fight more for resources than we do. We got more resources, less people, and more money. It don't matter what the government got. Look at the people. That's what I'm saying. California government is rich, though. Connecticut is too. And they people rich. You feel what I'm saying? Even boys in Texas getting money, man. I was out there for 2.5 years. Property taxes could be as high as they want to be. Them boys in Texas getting money. I know that for a fact. Texas literally has one of the worst power grids in the country. They do have the worst power grids. They do, T. Literally. Number one, worst. That's a bad thing you could get on them. But I'm saying that's not an easy fix. And that problem was there, it existed previous Greg Abbott, before Greg Abbott. And that's not just something you can easily fix. But I'm saying if the power grid, but if you look at the state as a whole, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, Galveston, Corpus Christi, San Antonio, El Paso, Austin, San Marcos. You want me to keep going? How many people, how many cities in the state of Texas has a metropolitan? Let's not do metropolitan. The city has over 1 million. San Antonio is over 1 million people. Austin is over 1 million people. City. If I'm not mistaken, Fort Worth is over 1 million people. Dallas is over 1 million people. Houston is over 2 million people in the city. If you look at the circle around Houston, that's 8 million people. If you look at the circle around Dallas, it's bigger than Houston. That's 8 million. So Dallas, Houston, and Fort Worth metropolitan is 16 million people. That's just this side of the state. You got to go over there, bro. We ain't even talking about El Paso and Albany and all these other cities that are over 100-some thousand people, over 200-some thousand. So you got San Antonio, and then you got Austin. And in the middle, you got like San Marcos. You got these cities in the middle. So between San Antonio and Austin, it's not like Dallas and Fort Worth, but that metropolitan on that side, about 4 million. I'm saying, bro, Texas is the largest land area state and it's growing fast. 10 years from now. You know where the Republican National Convention in 2028 is going to be held? Y'all Google where the Republican National Convention in 2028 is going to be held. You think, I don't know what I'm talking about? Because them great minds, they're going to think ahead, man. Strategy. Guys, been streaming with you an hour and a half, man. You know what I'm saying? We straight go streaming analysis. You know what I'm saying? You heard D Worthy, he from Texas. He from TEX. I don't care what nobody say. I know. I lived there for a while. I'm not talking about just Houston. I had a certain perception of Texas when I lived in just Houston. It wasn't necessarily all bad because Houston is a gorgeous city. It's just a big city. It's like a LA, New York kind of situation. Same with Dallas. It's large metropolitan. And I had been to Austin, and Austin is gorgeous. Then I went west to Austin, and my whole mentality changed. I went the whole state. I probably stayed in more cities than people who lived in Texas I stayed in more cities in Texas than any one of my family members that were born and raised there. And I did it in 80 days. Stayed in the cities. Bro, I stayed in San Marcos for 2 weeks. You feel me? San Marcos. Bro, I've been to Austin. I literally can't count the number of times I've been to Austin in the last 2.5 years. Can't count them. I was working there. You feel me? But in the last 2-3 months, I stayed in Austin for a month. Stay there. College Station, I stayed there. I can't count the number of days I stayed in College Station. Dallas, Fort Worth, Galveston County, the whole state, the whole triangle. If you go and look on this YouTube page, the first video that I have in 2020, I was in Texas. You put Texas on the map. Just like you do Florida. I don't know what city in Florida I haven't been to. I don't know what city in Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee. I could tell you every city across because I went across. I started in Memphis. You feel what I'm saying? And then I got to Knoxville. And then I went to Gatlinburg and all of them. And then I went to Asheville. And then I dropped down in Charlotte and then went north. Chapel Hill, bro. I done spent weeks in Chapel Hill in that triangle. I was telling VP Harris, any candidate, if you a Democrat and you want to win North Carolina, you go to where Duke, UNC, and UNC State. It's they right there in a circle. You know how many people? An hour and a half, y'all been streaming. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all have not already, make sure y'all have double tapped the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Guys, I appreciate you, D Worthy, man. You coming and supporting, you know what I'm saying? If you guys watching this video after it was pre-recorded, if you guys want to donate to the channel, I appreciate your donations. That being said, man, it's not too much going on in here, man, but I'm going to just take about 5 minutes. We're going to do about 5 minutes. And then in 5 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Like how unless somebody want me to stay longer, if y'all want me to stay longer, y'all put them tips in the chat right now. When I come back, I'll probably do about 20, 30 more. But if not, guys, we got about 5 minutes, y'all. I'm going to get an outro, guys. Peace and love, man. If y'all got anything else to say, post it in the comments right now. Well, my beautiful peoples. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all your time, man, all your support. Y'all, let me look at this poll right now real quick. The poll says, if the presidential election was held today, who would be your choice? 61% said President Trump. 39%, not that bad. About 40% said Josh Shapiro. I wouldn't say that's a good sample. Anyway, President Trump not running in 2028. I wouldn't say that's a good sample, you know what I'm saying? Because this stream is conservative leaning, number one. And number two, a lot of people, they don't even know who Governor Shapiro is. You see what I'm saying? That being said, man, I just want to say, man, we got new videos up. You know, if y'all watching this after it was pre-recorded, You know what I'm saying? We got new videos up, gonna keep bringing videos, keep putting the content out. Y'all make sure y'all go through the channel, check out all the content, man. You know what I'm saying? Click the link on the Instagram, go to the Instagram page, follow us on Instagram. I got a Miller Ray Legal on Instagram, and I got Legal Wars Live on Instagram as well. Guys, that being said, man, I love every last one of y'all, man. It's a beautiful day out here. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, remember, anytime you get in a situation to where it's bad, you don't know the way out, God is there for you. Jesus is there for you. He died for you, man. He loved you, man. You know what I'm saying? He's waiting to save you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did for me. That being said, we'll be live again. I think we talking politics. Like I'm gonna talk about the struggle between the Republicans and the Democrats, and who really pulling the strings on the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, guys. Anytime you get in a situation, man, where you press, you don't know what to do, back against the wall, Jesus loved you. He died for you, man. What I do is I hit my knees and I look to the heavens and I give him thanks for what I do have. I give him thanks for what he has given me. I give him thanks for loving me and for never leaving me. And I show him thanks because love now with God is an action. Love with God is an action. You can't just say, I love God. Ghost, you said there's power in words. It is power in words. But you love him and show that with an action. I'm not no preacher. This is my agape love for my creator, my adoration. Thanks, Jesus. Love you. Anytime you in that point, after you give him thanks, after you have accepted him as your savior, anytime I get in bro, I still fight depression to this day. I'm not too proud to tell you. Like there's things I do and I take to overcome that, bro. But the biggest strength I have to overcome anything I went through in my life is this right here. Joyce Meyer, baby, I thank you. I love you, you and your family. I pray you and your husband are blessed and live happily a long life. She said whenever she get in that situation, she get on her knees and she say, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Power in words. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. You that mentality, and you know the enemy's coming. He gonna try you and he gonna test you. And when he tests me and he try me after I get my 10,000 victory, I'm gonna look up to the heavens like King David. Say, thou hast prepared a table for me in the presence of my enemies. Man, I love every last one of y'all. I promise to my God, to my heart. I know it's some people who watching on right now who probably think I don't like you or I don't care about you. I swear on my life, I love you. Man, 10 o'clock, I say 8 a.m. on Saturday. 8 a.m. on Saturday. I see you guys Saturday. Jesus love you. I love you, man. Go live your life. Hashtag discover your passion, guys. I'm out.